Welcome to my Days of Our Lives official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Sarah hesitates on Xander's ring, Maggie's trap fools Konstantin. Days of Our Lives, DOOL, spoilers recap for Thursday, May 16th, reveals that Sarah Horton, Lindsay Godfrey, came home and followed some scavenger quest suggestions that Xander Cook, Paul Telfer, had arranged for her. Once Sarah set up an engagement ring box at the end, Xander brought Victoria Horton, Cook out and used her bib to ask Sarah to marry him. Xander ultimately got down on one knee and proposed duly, but Sarah couldn't accept his ring. Although Xander upset Sarah was turning him down, she explained that she just meant the ring was too extravagant. Xander argued that since Maggie Kyriakis, Suzanne Rogers, redistributed Victor Kyriakis, John Aniston, will, he was suitable to set up a trust for Victoria and have plenitude of plutocrat left over for this ring. Once Xander induced Sarah not to feel shamefaced about wearing it, she made him get back down on one knee for an offer do-over. Sarah happily accepted the ring this time and kissed Xander as they looked forward to their family's future. At the cantina. On Thursday's day's occasion, Steve Johnson, Stephen Nichols, and Kayla Johnson, Mary Beth Evans, had a catch-up session with Jada Hunter, Elia Cantu, who filled them in on Clyde Weston's James Reed, Black Book. Steve offered to have his ISA connections look into the law that was outside. Although Jada mentioned that Harris Michaels, Steve Burton, had his old non-military platoon looking into it, she appreciated the offer and planned to tell Rafe Hernandez, Galen Gehring. In the city forecourt on Thursday's day's occasion, Maggie and Konstantin Meliunis, John Capellos, ran into Teresa Donovan, Emily O'Brien, and Alex Kyriakis, Robert Scott Wilson, so Konstantin suggested Alex should get her an engagement ring. Konstantin indeed pitched the idea of a double marriage, but Maggie was sure that Teresa and Alex had their own plans. Maggie ultimately griped about Alex loosening off at work, before publicizing that she was headed to the office. While Alex was off buying a gift for Teresa, scolded Konstantin for all the engagement ring talk, but he claimed she'd more keep her end of the bargain. Subsequently on Thursday's DOOL show, Alex returned with an precious cuff, so he dazed Teresa before they landed in bed together. Once Teresa said she was crazy about Alex, he didn't have important to say in response and suggested that conduct speak louder than words. Teresa sounded a little weirded out as she hopped in the shower. That gave Alex a chance to get Kristen DiMera, Stacey Hayduke, on the phone to make plans for hereafter. Alex couldn't stay to see Kristen again, so he was keeping secrets from Teresa about who he was still drawn to. At the townhouse on Thursday's day's occasion, John Black, Drake Hodgson, and Marlena Evans, Deidre Hall, had a strategy session with Maggie. That led to Maggie participating her brilliant idea to set Konstantin up for embezzlement. Since Alex wasn't paying attention at Titan, Maggie made a vaticination about being suitable to move some finances around and make it look like Konstantin had been stealing plutocrat for months. Maggie suggested about asking Konstantin for a favor that would leave him driveling and replied him in the city forecourt, where she asked him to be over a charitable trust that would distribute plutocrat to Victor's favorite causes. Konstantin acted touched that Maggie would entrust him with commodity so important and expressed his gratefulness. Days of Our Lives spoilers say Maggie will continue to pull Konstantin into her rearmost trap. John's Jude offer, Paulina helps Stefan, Nicole's plea to Holly. Days of Our Lives, DOOL, spoilers for Friday, May 17th, reveal that Nicole DiMera, Ariane Zucker, will do her stylish to patch effects up with Holly Jonas, Ashley Puzimis. Since Holly and Nicole had a fierce fight on Mother's Day, Nicole will make a plea to repair their damaged relationship. Still, Holly is still worried about not being suitable to attend Hop, so she may give Nicole the cold shoulder unless she's willing to yield. Maybe Nicole and Holly could negotiate a deal where Holly's more monitored and comes home beforehand from the event. Other day spoilers say Steve Johnson, will reign Ava Vitali, Tamara Braun, for news on Clyde Weston's James Reed position. Ava doesn't know where Clyde is drilled up, but Steve will still pump her for information and stopgap to gather further suggestions. Over with John Black, Drake Hodgson, DOOL suckers can anticipate him to make a sweet offer to Eric Brady, Greg Vaughn. It looks like John will smell that Eric could use some babysitting help, so he'll come to Eric's deliverance and spend some time with Jude Brady soon enough. Across city, day spoilers say Stefan DiMera, Brandon Barish, will try to change EJ DiMera's, Dan Feuerigel, mind about continuing Lee Shin's, Remington Hoffman, case, but EJ will refuse to budge. EJ formerly claimed that it was Ent passing and declared that his decision was final, so he'll stand his ground on all that and force Stefan to look into other options. Day spoilers indicate that Stefan will track Paulina Price, Jackie Harry, down and explain the tricky situation he's covering. It'll be Stefan's last, gutter trouble to get this case opened again and try to clear Gabby Hernandez DiMera's, last played by Camila Banus, name. There's new substantiation to suggest that Gabby is innocent, so Stefan will complain about EJ letting his particular passions get in the way of justice. Paulina may agree that's what's passing then and argue that commodity must be done. This isn't the first time Paulina's had an issue with EJ, so she'll eventually decide she'd rather see Melinda Trask, Tina Huang, back in the quarter attorney part rather. Days of Our Lives spoilers say Paulina will ask Melinda to return to her old job soon, so stay tuned for updates on Trask's response and further prognostications on her DA comeback. Marlena solves Everett Riddle, Chanel's baby specialist, Chad hunts Clyde. Days of Our Lives, DOOL. Spoilers for the week of May 20th to 24th reveal that Johnny DiMera, Carson Boatman, and Chanel DiMera, Raven Bowens, will have a delicate appointment with a specialist, who'll give them more news related to this high-threat gestation. In the fate, Chanel will let Johnny know that she'd still like to keep the baby, but dubieties could creep in latterly since she'll grow decreasingly concerned about the radiation their future child was exposed to. Paulina Price, Jackie Harry, will continue to deal with some guilt, but she'll distract herself with work and will end up tempting Melinda Trask, Tina Huang, with an offer. It turns out Paulina will want Melinda back in her old part as Salem's quarter attorney, so Melinda will have the chance to replace EJ DiMera, Dan Feuerigel, soon. In the meantime, EJ will catch a regard of tipsy Nicole DiMera, Ariane Zucker, with her lips on Eric Brady, Greg Vaughn, so that may be why EJ will give Sloane Peterson, Brady, Jessica Surfety, and claim subsequently. EJ may make a bold move to pull Nicole back toward him, so that could involve some maternity deception. Day spoilers say Sloane will make a big concession to Eric, but it may not be the whole verity. Once EJ's breathing down her neck, Sloane might tell Eric that Jude Brady is stolen and leave out the part where Eric is the natural father. In other words, Sloane may come clean about Jude being Nicole's baby and just let Eric keep believing EJ is the biopater.